Our today's topic is transformers. Okay, now transformer, it is a electrical device which is used to convert. Let me share my screen first. Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, topic is transformer. As you can see on your screen, the definition is written: a transformer is an electrical device which is used to transform the electrical current at low voltage into a electrical current which is at high voltage, or vice versa. That means it is used to transform the potential from the low potential to high potential, or high potential to low potential. That's why its name is transformer. Basically it is used to transform. Okay, transform means from high voltage to low voltage, and low voltage to high voltage, or vice versa. Okay, now it is based on the principle of mutual induction. That is, when a changing current is passed through one of the two inductively coupled coils, then a EMF can be induced, that we have seen in case of the mutual induction. That means if a current is allowed to pass through this coil, then a EMF induced into the another coil. That is a mutual induction, and transformer is based on this principle of mutual induction. Is it clear to everyone? Now if this question is coming in your examination, then you need to write what is the definition of transformer, then you need to write the principle, then construction, and after that it's working. Okay, now let us see about the construction of this transformer. Now in the right hand side you can see a transformer diagram is there. In this diagram you can see it consists of two insulated copper wires, okay, having different number of turns. You can see the side which is written as P, and there is another side which is written as S. In the P side there are number of turns which are less as compared to the number of turns which are more in the secondary coil. Okay, this P is primary coil and this S is secondary coil. Is it clear to everyone? P, here this P stands for primary and this S stands for secondary. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now
Yes, sir.
depending upon this arrangement, that means you can see here the primary coil is in the left hand side, secondary coil is in the right hand side. Depending upon this arrangement for the primary coil and the secondary coil, transformer is divided in two parts. One is core type transformer, second one is shell type transformer. Now let me draw one diagram for you people here. This diagram which is on your screen, this is for a core type transformer. Okay, and this diagram that I'm drawing, now this is a cell type transformer. Okay, the difference between them is, in the core type transformer you can see there is a primary winding and the secondary winding. These two are separated. Okay, but in case of this shell type transformer, the primary winding and the secondary winding, both the windings are on the same cell. Okay, this is primary winding and this one is secondary winding. You can notice the difference between the two transformers. This is a core type transformer and this one upper one is a shell type transformer. ठीक है, नाम भी लिख देता हूँ आपके लिए यहाँ पर. This is a shell type transformer. Okay, and this
Sir,
one is
which one
core
is
type.
more advantageous?
But let me finish it. See, both the transformers are having their own advantage and disadvantage. Now you can see in the core type transformer, there are separated primary and secondary coil. Okay, and in cell type transformer there is only one core, that is one winding. Primary and secondary both are wounded all together. Okay, now if you want to consume less space, in that condition you need to use cell type transformer because it needs less space to cover. Okay, so usually you must have seen this transformer in case of the radio, in case of the TV, okay, or in case of any mostly electrical devices. You must have used this cell type transformer. Okay, but in case of the core type transformer, this is used outside, just like as you have seen a transformer outside our school campus, and inside our school campus there is a transformer. That transformer is a core type transformer. Usually they are in big in size. Okay, that means their capability is high, their durability is high. Okay, so there are these two transformers are having their own advantage and disadvantage. Okay, mostly in core type transformers they are big in size and we need a special designed coolant for them. That means we used to dip them into a coolant. I hope you must have heard transformer oil. This transformer oil is used as a coolant for these transformers, core type transformers. Okay, and for these cell type transformers, usually they are in small in size and they are having their inbuilt coolant. There is a sink device which is connected to them. That means through that sink they used to radiate the heat to the environment. Is it clear to everyone?
सर प्राइमरी में हमेशा लेस कॉइलिंग होगी क्या?
हाँ, मैं अभी नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज दैट. See, you can see here in the primary side the winding is different. There are less number of turns. In secondary there are more number of turns. Okay, depending upon the number of turns, further this transformer is divided in two parts. Okay, these two parts are step up transformer and step down transformer. Okay, step up transformer means you want to transform the potential from low value to high value. That is, in the houses you are getting 220 volt. Okay, and in TV, your cathode tube, that means that your we can say picture tube, that needs around 6000 volt. Okay, so usually what we used to do here, we use a step up transformer. This step up transformer transform the potential from 220 volt to 6000 volt. Okay, and how it is transforming? It is having less number of turns in the primary and more number of turns in secondary. As we are increasing the number of turns, then what will happen? The EMF induced will increase. By the help of the Faraday's law and this equation, we can increase the number of amount of EMF induced. E is equals to N d phi by dt. If we are increasing the number of turns, that means we are increasing the amount of EMF which has induced. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is about step up transformer. Number of turns in secondary are more as compared to number of turns in primary. Step down transformer, as its name suggests, step down, that means it is decreasing the potential. Number of turns in the primary are more as compared to number of turns in secondary, because we want to decrease the potential. Okay, and how we can decrease the potential? We can decrease the potential by reducing the number of turns, because ultimately these number of turns are going to play a role in amount of induced EMF. Okay, if we are decreasing the number of turns, that means amount of EMF induced is less. Okay, so in this way it reduces the EMF induced. So it is step down transformer, it is decreasing the potential and it is increasing the potential. Now must be a question is coming into your mind that this device, that is this transformer, is violating the law of conservation of energy. Yes or no? Is this question is coming in your mind that this transformer is violating the law of conservation of energy because it is transforming, okay, from 220 volt to 6000 volt, it is transforming. Okay, and it is transforming from 220 volt to maybe 30 volt or maybe 50 volt. That means if you are increasing the potential, that means you are generating it, and if you are decreasing the potential, that means you are destroying it. And the law of conservation of energy said you cannot create or we cannot destroy the energy. That means ultimately this device is going to violate the law of conservation of energy. That's so. Hello, देखो सुनो, this device is not violating the law of conservation of energy because the amount of current which has decreased, ठीक है, or the amount of potential which has increased, this increase or decrease in the potential has proportionally reduced the amount of current or increase the amount of current. Let's suppose that you have increased the potential by n times. Okay, you have increased the potential by n times. Okay, so the amount of current which has reduced is 1 by n times. Is it clear? Because in transformer there is one more principle which is used, that is energy or the power. Power loss is always zero. That means it does not transform or it does not lose the energy. The energy which is in the initial is equals to which is the energy which is in the final stage, or the power which is in initial condition should be equals to the power in the final condition. Here about this portion only. Okay, let's suppose power in the primary is this V, potential in the primary, into current in the primary. This must be equals to the potential in the secondary and current in the secondary. Okay, so there is a ratio of potential Vp divided by Vs is equals to Is divided by Ip. That means these two things are inversely proportional to each other. If we are increasing the potential, this current will decrease, and if we are decreasing the potential, this current will increase. Is it clear to everyone? So transformer does not violate the law of conservation of energy. The current decreased by the same proportion as we have increased the potential. If potential is increased by n times, that means current has reduced by 1 by n times. Okay,
Yes,
is
sir.
it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now
तो सर ये जो एसी के स्टेबलाइजर्स होते हैं ये भी एक तरीके के ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स होते हैं क्या?
हाँ, एक तरह के ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स हैं वो भी, ठीक है, उनके अंदर एक तरह का ट्रांसफॉर्मर है, अदरवाइज तो दे आर स्टेबलाइजर्स, इट इज अ डिफरेंट टाइप डिवाइस. ठीक है, it is a different device. Stabilizer is a different device named as voltage regulator. It regulates the potential.
नहीं सर, वो भी तो ऐसे मतलब वोल्टेज ज्यादा आ रही है तो कम कर देता है।
नहीं, see, stabilizer is a voltage regulator. It gives a fixed output. Okay, it does not transform the potential from high potential to low potential or low potential to high potential. We are using transformer in them for a specific application, but you cannot say stabilizer is a transformer. It is not a transformer. Okay,
ओके सर।
हम specifically ये नहीं बोल सकते. Now comes about after the construction of the transformer, it comes to the working. Now see, as alternating current is applied to the primary coil of this transformer, ठीक है, this applied current generates a alternating magnetic flux into the core. Okay, this change in the flux in the primary leads to the change in the EMF, or it induces the EMF in the secondary. This is the working of this transformer. I'm repeating once again. As the alternating current flow through the primary, it generates a alternating magnetic flux which is linked with the secondary of the coil. Okay, this changing flux set up an induced EMF into this secondary coil. Okay, and if there is no leakage of the magnetic flux, then this flux linked with each turn of the primary will be equal to that of the linked with each turns of the secondary. Okay, and the amount of current potential which has induced here in the secondary we can calculate by the help of these Faraday's laws. See, E is equal to N d phi by dt. Okay, so if we write the equation for the primary and the secondary individually, I'm writing here E is equals to okay, this is minus N phi dt. Wait a minute. Am I audible?
यस सर।
Okay, now see, this equation E is equals to minus N d phi by dt. It was given by Faraday. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction that we studied in the previous chapter. Okay, now if we write the same equation for the primary and the secondary, then EP is equals to minus NP d phi by dt. Flux link will be same. Okay, if we write the equation for the secondary, then this is ES is equals to minus NS d phi by dt. Okay, now what you need to do is divide both the equation. If you divide both the equation, then what will happen? D phi by dt cancel out. What are the remaining terms? This is ES divided by EP is equals to NS divided by NP, where this K is known as turn ratio, or sometimes we call it as transformation ratio. Okay, which kind of device we are using, which type of device we have to use, that depends upon this K. Is it clear? Now, if we talk about the ideal transformer, so for ideal transformer, output power must be equals to the input power. Output power, that means secondary power, ES multiplied by ES is equals to power, that means power lead with the primary portion, that is EP multiplied with IP. Okay, now if we bring the same type of terms in one side, then this is ES divided by EP is equals to IP divided by IS. That means the ratio of potential in both primary and the secondary is equals to, beta, mute yourself. See, the ratio of potentials ES divided by EP is equals to IP divided by IS. We are talking about ideal transformers when there is no loss of power. Is it clear? Now, this ratio is equals to transformation ratio or turn ratio, which categorize the transformers. Okay, and this ES by EP is equals to IP divided by IS. That means the potential linked with the secondary ratio to the potential linked with the primary. This is also a efficiency of transformers. For ideal transformers, efficiency is 100%. Okay, now one more thing, we can categorize these transformers depending upon this turn ratio. Now see, if your NP divided by NS is greater than 1, that means which kind of transformer it is? Number of turns in the primary are more as compared to number of turns in secondary. That means it is a step down transformer. Is it clear? The number of turns in primary are more as compared to number of turns in the secondary. Then this is a, if your NP divided by NS, if this ratio is less than 1, that means number of turns in primary are less as compared to number of turns in secondary. Okay, that means this is a step up transformer. Is it clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Because this question
Yes,
may come
sir.
in the MCQs or in one liners. If number of turns in the primary are more as compared to number of turns in the secondary, which kind of device it is? Okay, now see, this transformer is a AC device. I hope you can give answer to this question. This transformer is a AC device. Why? Because AC is having a frequency of 50 hertz, and DC is having frequency of 0 hertz. That means DC is not changing, but AC is regularly changing over the time. And mutual induction can happen with AC only. It cannot happen with DC. That means transformer will work only on AC. It does not work on DC. It cannot work on DC. Transformer is a AC device. Now, the small transformer that I have explained you, cell type and the core type. The small transformer, they are self-cooled. They can transform the heat generated to the surrounding. But large transformers are cooled by placing them in well tanks. Okay, now let us see how these transformers work. I have a video for you. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see. Basically, this is a transformer.
Transformer
Now-
comprises of two coils. C1 and C2 insulated from each other. These coils are wound over a soft iron core. The soft iron core is provided to increase the magnetic flux of the coil and to provide a medium to channel the magnetic flux through the coil also passes through the secondary coil. This increases the mutual inductance of the two coils as more flux from the first coil now passes through the second coil. If the time magnetic flux produced by coil C1 passes through the other coil C2. An EMF E is induced in coil C2. The EMF induced in the coil C2 is equal to minus M di by dt. The di by dt is the rate of change of current C1 and M is the mutual inductance of the coils. The negative sign here indicates the direction in accordance with Lenz's law. The coil C1 actually
we have taken this M as N number of turns and this di by dt as d phi by dt, flux linked with the coils. Okay. Now, if in the primary coil we are providing a current, changing current, that is alternating current, then what happens? A flux linked with the coil C2 is changing, and you can see here number of turns in the C1 are more as compared to number of turns in C2. Okay, so if we are providing a current in C1, then a flux linked with the coil C2 will change, which indirectly induce a EMF. That EMF depends on the number of turns. Okay, if number of turns are less, that means amount of EMF induced is less. So it is a step down transformer. So major role played in this transformer is of these turns only. If we are increasing the number of turns, then EMF will induce. If we are decreasing the number of turns, that EMF will reduce. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, beta. Kimaya, Khushi, Komal, Meher. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, as we have seen, that transformer is a device which depends on the mutual induction. So must be there are some losses. Ayana, there are some losses which are also linked with this transformer. Now, and loss in these transformer are the losses. One is copper loss. Now, this copper loss is the loss which is associated with the copper winding of the transformer. Copper winding means the copper wire that we are using. If a current is flowing to the copper wire, then heat will generate. Okay, that heat will create a loss in the transformer. That loss is known as the copper loss. Okay, this energy loss due to heating of the copper wire is known as the copper loss of the transformers. As we increase the amount of current in the transformer, then the heat loss will also increase. Okay, because copper wire, they are having low resistance, so current will increase, and according to Joule's law, if current will increase, then heat will also increase. I square R. This is the formula for heat. Now, eddy current, this is the second loss which is associated with the transformer. Okay, this eddy current loss is because of the induced current, because mostly the principle of this transformer is mutual induction. Okay, and if there is an induction, that means eddy current will produced into the circuit, because eddy current is an induced current, and this current flow into the soft iron core of the transformer that you have seen, because we are having two type of transformer. One is cell type transformer, second one is core type transformer. This cell and core, they are made up of soft iron, and obvious, if current is flowing, then obvious there is a induced EMF into the soft iron of the transformer, because this is also a metal, this is also a conductor. So EMF will also link with the soft iron, and there is an induced EMF into that soft iron, which also create a loss into the transformer. That's why it is also known as eddy current loss or iron loss. Okay, now one major loss that usually depending upon the windings and depending upon the linking of the primary and the secondary coil, that loss is known as the flux loss. If primary coil and secondary coil, they are not linked with each other properly, just like as this transformer. Okay, these are the primary coils, and these are the secondary coils. Now you can see here, orientation of primary coil is not in line with the secondary coil. You can see. Okay, that means the flux which is linked with the coil, secondary coil, this flux, this is completely a loss. That means coupling of the coils are not proper, alignment is not proper. That's why there is a loss in the transformer. This kind of loss is known as flux loss, because this is a loss of a flux which is linked with the secondary coil. Is it clear, beta? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next, hysteresis loss. See what happens in the previous chapter. We have studied about a hysteresis loop. If we flow a current into a transformer coil, the primary coil and the secondary coil, then what happens? Core of the transformer get magnetized, because we know that if you allow a current to pass through the transformer, then coil that we use, that is made of iron, that also get magnetized. And because of the regular magnetization and demagnetization, because AC current that reaches to the maximum value and then reduced to the minimum value, and this cycle takes place 50 times in 1 second. Okay, this regular magnetization and demagnetization of the soft iron core reduce the property of the soft iron core and damages the internally the soft iron core. Okay, this kind of loss which is associated with the magnetization and demagnetization of the soft iron is known as hysteresis loss. Okay, now to reduce such kind of losses, a suitable material which is having thin hysteresis loop is desirable. Okay, so instead of taking steel, instead of taking any copper material or any other material, we are using soft iron, but somehow we have reduced the hysteresis loss in the soft iron only, but we cannot reduce this hysteresis loss because they are linked with the material. Okay, so minimum hysteresis loss we can use, otherwise we need to replace the material. Okay, now one more, this eddy current can be reduced by the help of this laminated coil. You can see on your screen we are having two options of using the soft iron core, one in the solid state, second one is in the laminated core type structure. Laminated core type means instead of taking it as solid core, we can use in form of laminated thin sheets, just like as might be you have seen this kind of structures. These E kind of structures, might be you have seen them.
The heat sink.
Now, what you are doing, we are placing this E type structure, these are the thin sheets. We are placing this E over each other, and combinedly what will happen? Here, and this is a shell type transformer. Okay, so instead of using a solid core, we have used a laminated core. Laminated core means we have divided this soft iron in so small portions. Where sheets we have used. These thin sheets have reduced this advantage of using this laminated core. Now, one loss that we have seen is vibration of the coil. Might be you have heard one humming sound which is coming from the transformers usually. Humming sound means this is a vibration of these laminated coils. If a large amount of current start flowing into the laminated coils, then what happens? Because of the eddy current or because of the linked flux, these laminated coils, they start vibrating. And once this vibration, what will happen? A hitting will produce, and that hitting is a loss in the transformer. Because of the mechanical vibrations of the coil, a humming sound will produce, kind of a noise will produce, and because of vibration, heating will take place. And this heating is a loss in the transformer, and that loss is known as humming loss. Is it clear? The name of this loss is humming loss. So majorly there are 4 types of loss transformers. Is it clear, beta? Okay, now your homework is to derive the relation between the output EMF and input EMF of the transformer. Okay.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Repeat it.
Okay, beta. To derive the relation between output